Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Wednesday, the 6th of January 2021, and we're publishing our midweek financial update on a day of turmoil in Washington, D.C. So let's take a look. Now, before we go to the update, just a brief reminder that yesterday and Monday we published our 2021 gold price forecast, and on Saturday why gold could double in 2021. And we've placed links to each of these below. Now, we're publishing today's update quite late. It's 21:31 GMT, as turmoil has affected Washington while the Congress began opening the state ballot results. Gold is currently $1,918, some $18 higher than Friday's close, but $40 down from its earlier high today of $1,959, which was about 11 hours ago. Silver stands at $27.29, compared with Friday's close of $26.42, but like gold, is down from its day's high as well, which nearly touched $28, didn't quite get there, actually went as high as $27.95. The dollar index is marginally down by 0.02 at 89.4, and equity markets are broadly in positive territory, with the Dow Jones up currently at 437 points at 30,829, the S&P 500 up 21 at 3,748, and the Nasdaq down 78 at 12,740. Now, economic reports so far this week have varied, with December's market manufacturing PMI up at 57.1 compared with November's 56.7. December's ISM manufacturing index is also up at 60.7 compared with November's 57.5. But the market services PMI for December is down to 54.8, compared with November's 58.4. And the ADP employment report, which came out earlier today, has shown 123,000 less jobs, or minus 123,000 jobs, for December, compared with a positive 304,000 in November. So that's a turnaround of some over 420,000 jobs. So this does not bode particularly well for the Friday's non-farm payroll report. Don't be surprised if that disappoints. It's not a guarantee, but it's usually a fair indicator. Now, tomorrow, of course, we'll have published the weekly jobless claims plus the ISM Services Index for December. Now, the main news attention today, though, is both houses of Congress opening the state's ballot results under the chairmanship of Vice President Pence, and the count had to be abandoned because of protesters gaining access to the Capitol. We shall therefore end this video by reading what Reuters have reported less than an hour ago, but of course most people in America will be able to see this on their news channels. And we shall leave you therefore to make your own judgment on the affairs in hand, as depending on which side of the political spectrum you are, is likely to determine whether you think what has happened has been a good or bad thing. Now, tomorrow we shall publish our Bitcoin versus Gold and Silver, episode 5, which has been delayed from Sunday. So before I go over the Reuters article, just a brief request that if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel, not forgetting to press the bell sign so you're notified of our videos as and when they're published. And a reminder that we also run a Richard and Greg channel, where Greg and I have discussions, usually 2 or 3 a week, and to pop over to that and subscribe to that if that is of any interest to you. Not forgetting, of course, to place any comments that you have below. So let's go over now to the Reuters article. Reuters headline dated January the 6th, updated at 20:23 GMT. Headline: "We will not take it anymore," Trump says as anti-Biden protesters storm U.S. Capitol grounds. Outgoing U.S. President Donald Trump addressed thousands of supporters, including members of far-right groups, at a rally in Washington, protesting Wednesday's meeting of Congress to confirm his election loss to President-elect Joe Biden in November. A short walk from the rally, hundreds of Trump supporters overturned barricades and clashed with police on the grounds of the U.S. Capitol, where Congress was meeting, clambering onto the structures erected for Biden's inauguration ceremony on the 20th of January to unfurl Trump's flags and gathering on the Capitol steps. Police used tear gas and pepper spray on some of the protesters. Trump, who has spent much of his time since the November 3rd election trying to overturn the results, falsely said he won as he spoke on an outdoor stage framing the White House, which Biden is due to move into in 2 weeks. Crowds gathered at the Save America March wore Trump-approved red baseball caps and cheered as Trump repeated the groundless conspiracy theories that have consumed his final days in office, a period in which coronavirus infections have surged throughout the United States as the pandemic worsens. You don't concede when there's theft involved, Trump, a Republican, said after taking the stage following a playlist blasted over loudspeakers of power ballads by Elton John and Phil Collins. Our country has had enough and we will not take it anymore. For more than an hour he aired familiar grievances with the news media and Hillary Clinton, his Democratic rival from the 2016 election, and delighted the crowd by calling Democratic victories the product of what he called explosions of bullshit. Bullshit, 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 the crowd chanted in reply. Most were not wearing the face masks urged by health experts to stem the spread of COVID-19, which has killed more than 350,000 Americans. Weeks have passed since the states completed certifying that Biden, a Democrat, won the election by 306 electoral college votes to Trump's 232, and Trump's extraordinary challenges to Biden's victory have floundered in courts across the country. Congress was due to confirm Biden's victory on Wednesday. Many of Trump's fellow Republicans have promised a stonewalling effort that could stretch proceedings past midnight, but it was almost certain to fail. Vice President Mike Pence opened the proceedings in his constitutional role as President of the Senate. He said in a statement that while he shared the concerns about the integrity of the election, it was not correct that he should be able to accept or reject electoral votes unilaterally. In his remarks at the rally, Trump repeatedly made clear his frustration with Pence if he didn't stop Congress from certifying the result. Quote, Mike Pence, I hope you're going to stand up for the good of our Constitution and the good of our country, Trump said. And if you're not, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. I will tell you right now, unquote. Trump returned to the White House as some at the rally marched down Pennsylvania Avenue to join the protesters storming the U.S. Capitol grounds. Drain the swamp, protesters chanted. F Joe Biden. Members of militia groups and far-right groups, some in body armour, mingled with the crowds, and some government office buildings were on high alert. I'm sheltering in place in my office, Haley Stevens, a Michigan congresswoman, wrote on Twitter. The building next door has been evacuated. I can't believe I have to write this. Washington police earlier banned from the city Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Trump-supporting far-right group the Proud Boys, after he was arrested on Monday for destruction of property and possession of a firearm magazine. Other members of the men's group, which espouses white nationalism, gathered at the U.S. Capitol. Crowd control largely fell to the Metropolitan Police Department, which mobilized all 3,750 officers, the Capitol Police Force, the Park Police, the U.S. Secret Service, and more than 300 members of the city's National Guard, according to Washington Police Chief Robert Conte and other officials. Police have told protesters not to bring their guns to Washington, which has some of the country's strictest gun laws and bans the open carrying of firearms. On Tuesday evening, Trump supporters trying to reach Black Lives Matter Plaza near the White House were stopped by police in riot gear, who used pepper spray and batons to drive them back. Police said a handful of their officers were injured in scuffles and 10 people were arrested from Tuesday into Wednesday morning, a police spokeswoman said. End of article. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.